Legendary.
Hey guys, doing Temple of Anubis today. Got a VOD from Torus with the 6 deck, starting on defense, going into attack. I want to talk a little bit about some attack positions as well as defensive positions. Briefly, I wanted to mention, I generally feel like Anubis favors the attackers, and there is no defensive position that gives you a distinct advantage on this map. I think on defense it's all about keeping an even battlefield, and less about constantly having an advantage, because there's just no amazing place to defend on this map. So yeah, I'm going to jump into some attack routes, the 3 basic ones you can see from here. Starting with everyone's favorite, which is the right attack route, which sets you up with the small choke here, which is why most people defend here, because they can just swap spam right here at the small choke, and usually it's advantageous for defense. But I find that if the team is defending here, it's best to run a dive comp, because you can break this defense fairly easy, because there are more options for the attackers, like I mentioned before. So you can send a couple DPS this way, then Widow, Pharah, Genji can access this window. Obviously Widow can access this high ground and apply pressure. And then your dive tanks can hop right in from main. So essentially you can apply pressure from at least 3 different angles, right? If they have a Widow up here, you can send your flanker up here to take care of the Widow. But the defending team here doesn't really have cover. Usually what they'll do is they'll panic, fall into this little corner here, and then just get ripped to pieces. Or they'll fall to point, at which point 1 or 2 of them will probably have died, and then they just slowly lose the point. That's typically how this type of defense goes. Which is why it's not the best place to defend. Then I'm going to talk about the other attack route, which is this left route, which is my favorite, because it's really easy to access. If you have a Rhine shield, you can just cover your team as you access these stairs. You can double back and take a quick fight on main. You can cut through here and jump down the stairs for another quick fight. But my favorite thing to do is to secure the high ground. First you take the mega health pack room, which is strong. And then you can secure this high ground position, which is really strong for attack. Because if you have a Rhine shield and you're up here, you control the tempo of the fight. You get to choose when to engage, and that's really helpful. On top of having the high ground where you can just lay in poke damage onto the point. There's also one more route, which was a little off view. So let's draw the lines of pressure here. We've got double back, go through here, go through the mega, shoot down from here. You can go down from this position. There's a lot of options here. And then obviously you have your Widow. If you have one, you can have your Widow up on the arch here, right? Cover fire. It's just strong, and the defense is not going to know what to do. Chances are they're either going to chase you up into the mega room where you can take a pretty good fight and kill them, or they'll drop back to point no matter where they are, and they're going to either hide in the health pack room or struggle to hide behind these walls. But if you have this high ground, you're going to have the advantage, and you're slowly going to win. Defense is all about the same thing. Obviously you can make defense work from this position. If the enemy team is smart though, what I would prefer doing is holding this back corridor here. This whole staircase area is where you're going to want to hold. You can deny this high ground. You use all these walls and windows as cover. You can spread your team out kind of slightly. You know, have somebody here, have somebody here, have somebody in the upper window. You can have your Rhine right here, making calls. As long as you're controlling and denying this corridor, you're effectively denying all the high ground here and giving your team free reign over it. The biggest thing about it is communication and telling where the enemy team is going. If they are going straight to point, you have to shuffle over here quickly so that you can get this high ground advantage. If you are here quick enough, you can start spamming before they get a tick on the point, and then you can drop down after you get a pick. Like I said, defenders don't get a distinct advantage, but that's the best advantage I think you can get on this point. Cool? And never go main. Just don't. Don't ever go main. So let's see. Let's jump into a little bit. They're running a pretty trolley comp. Attack Sim, Bastion, main, Torb. The goal for defenders is to keep tabs on the Sim, because she's probably going to try to secure the high ground and get a telly or something stupid. You guys have a great defensive comp. Ryan and Zarya are great on this map for the choke points. Junkrat is really good on defense here for the choke points, the obligatory attack choke points that they're always going to be taking. And it's always good to have McCree, and this is a great support line. Lucio's just good on Anubis. I feel like there's a lot of surface area for him. So, first fight occurs on the right side in the choke point. I'm gonna skip through some of this VOD, just because we don't need to watch the whole thing. So you guys are playing this okay. I wouldn't get baited so hard, because that hog is getting some hooks, and that's what's gonna kill you, is the hog. If he gets a hook and pulls him into the bastion, you just kinda die. So they're committing to this choke, but yeah, that's just really unfortunate.
There's a turret that I missed on the last shot.
So you guys stabilize Alia, everyone else combines. Broken fight. Staggered, they're not doing shit. Good nano by Vergrim. Staggered, staggered, staggered. This is where you guys lose the point.
She just dropped down.
Symmetra goes up to the Mega, throws down a telly, so now her team can teleport straight to the high ground, which gives them
Stand up behind us.
a big advantage over you guys. You guys don't have any dive characters, all you have is Tab. He can jump up there maybe and kill a few guys, but he can't solo all of them. I mean, look at this shit. They got Sim turrets, they got Torb turrets, they got a telly, they got a Bastion, they got a Roadhog. Like, there's no way you're gonna take this health pack from back.
They're all up there.
Well, they gotta come down to get the points.
I mean, I know they're running a total cheese comp, but it's another example of why it's so strong to secure that high ground, because you can't really do much about it.
And it looks like we lost it.
So, talk a little bit about second point. Try to be quick here. Second point, same thing. Defense is really freaking hard. Favors the attackers, but the attackers don't always realize it. So there are three basic attack routes. There is main. Don't ever take main, even though we do it a lot. There's no distinct advantage to main. The defending team has more cover. They can poke. They can use this high ground. They're gonna have a lot more to work with. Just don't use main unless like you have a man advantage on them. Then you have the two side routes. A lot of people like taking this very far right route, which is called the crypt. Crypt. I know I never call it that, but we should start calling that. So we're gonna assume you don't take main. If you take left, which a lot of people like doing, the crypt, it's okay, but chances are you're gonna get caught up in this choke, because this is the only way of accessing the point from the crypt. And if they have like May, Reaper, Zarya, like Junkrat, anything that's good at controlling a choke and utilizing this enclosed space, it's gonna be really hard to push into. And that's kind of what made Mei popular on this map to begin with, was people going main and people going crypt. You can just shut it off with a Mei so easily. The best route is going to be the right side. See if I can draw out the points here. If you go right side, you can go up, 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 directly to the stairwell and access point there. You can go up, 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 go over the wall, access here. You can even go up, 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 jump over here, get high ground. You can also take a shortcut up here and you can access main just like that. Does it look kind of familiar? It's kind of like point A. It's a underutilized route that gives you access to a lot of sight lines and flank routes and pressure points, but nobody uses it. So, how to actually do this? Let's talk about that. So just kind of think about the defenders when you're looking at this. You can get up here, you can hop over the wall, you can get advantage on point. You can get up here, any character can get up here and hop onto this pole right here. Get nice high ground advantage on them. Or you can just drop down here, you have cover right here. You can go around here, you have cover back here, your team can regroup and heal. You have cover over here, you can lay in poke. Your soldier McCree can poke up here. There's so many just sight lines for your team to access and utilize, and so much less pressure points to get choked up on. And this is just really hard to defend, and I'll explain why. If you're attacking from that left side, the defenders can't really do much. If you like come pouring over that, what they're gonna do is they're either gonna fall this way, or they're gonna fall back behind this area where you can just surround them from all sides. So it's really hard to defend. Ideal defense would be near the crypt side. You have your Rhine shield here. You can do the main spam to deny that quick access and to get the ult charge, but essentially you want to control the crypt. You can even take fights right here on this little high ground, and it's actually gives you a pretty big advantage. But you just kind of shuffle between crypt and between main, and when they decide to go left, you just kind of take an even fight here on point. You can have sightline here, you can use this for cover, you can use the crypt for a little cover, but the point is you're gonna have a pretty even fight, right? And that's good for Temple of Anubis defense. So I'm gonna skip ahead because there's just kind of a lot of staggered fights again, this trolley comp they're doing. So I mentioned earlier, but the main goal for you guys is to keep tabs on the sim and call out when you think she's about to ult, because she's constantly going to utilize her teleporter to flank you.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Dude, they're like attacking with two people. I don't understand.
Reinhardt's coming left.
Still attacking, just trickling in. I just don't want to bore you guys with that, but we'll talk a little bit about the attack. Torus did a good job defending there. I do want to say, Torus, I watched the VOD a few times through, and I can tell your game sense is greatly increasing, just in the way you block hooks, the way you predict abilities and track them. I can see an improvement already, and it's good to see. You're definitely improving. So attack, you got the obligatory left route. We're running kind of a tanky comp. With Winston, I mean Winston's just kind of good here in general, so it's not bad.
What is walking back?
I believe Nari goes Rhine, and then you go Hog.
They're also
So, taking more fights here on the left. Sorry if my voice keeps cracking. I'm still pretty sick. So yeah, it's just kind of tough to push into Orisa Junkrat spam on the left here for obvious reasons. That was an excellent hook though. Took out their main healer. It's a pretty good barrier to give your team a little momentum here. They're gonna pop Moira ult. Pretty scrappy fight. But I want to point out one thing that definitively won you this fight, which you can't even see in the VOD. I want you to watch the control point meter. There are a lot of attack options here, and creating space on attack is crucial to breaking up this defense. And some genius just capped one tick, and that person is Tab. He's playing soldier, he snuck through, secured the point, got a tick, and completely fucked up their defense. It was really well played by Tab. That's like just super high value type of maneuver to do on attack on Anubis, because you're creating so much space, and like I mentioned earlier, the defense quickly doesn't know what to do because there's not enough cover and there's not enough places to hide.
Oh my god.
So creating that space is super high value for your team to pick them apart, especially since you had the Widow. It was just good, really well done. I don't remember what happens here. I know you guys win. It's not this push though. Believe it's the last push. It was a good hook on a Junkrat, but I want to show you something. I know you don't play Hog, so it's totally cool. Watch his health. Junkrat has 200 health. Melee does 30 damage. If you would have meleeed him after that left click, you would have killed him instantly. And that's generally just how you should play Hog. You hit a hook, pull him in, left click, melee, left click, melee. That's the combo that you want to use. You would have secured that kill pretty much immediately if you just meleeed him. But they're low, they're spread, they don't know where to defend. That was a good flank. Both their supports are dead, they're split up, they just kind of fall apart here.
5 dead? Oh, there you go.
No point in playing Sombra if you're not playing around her. It's a good thought with the ult. But you guys had superior positioning there, and they didn't know how to handle themselves. It was just well executed. So, sorry if that was long. Ooh, Colty. Can't skip this. Sorry if it was long, but yeah, I wanted to talk about Anubis, but I also wanted to get some of the VOD in. I mean, they weren't the smartest people, which is why I skipped around a lot, but you guys did play well. Thanks for watching, guys.